what generation you grew up with, from Akutenshu to X. There's one question that every blader has. How would I design my own Beyblade? What would it look like? For the past 2 years, I've been thinking about that very question myself with my teammate Celeste, and finally, I have the answer. For this specific bay, however, we need to go back to February 14th, 2025, to the first teaser of the brand new CX or custom line from Takara Tomy, which would see its first releases a little over a month later on shelves. I remember looking and seeing that first leak of the parts for Drawn Brave, and I was hooked. My mind had started off firing off ideas for the CX Bay for my own line of bass. Now, just shy a year later, I can finally show off the first Beyblade for my line to come to fruition. I present to you Wildfire Tornado. Wildfire Tornado is the CX evolution to the Wildfire line, which I hope soon we will be able to see its first bay come to life. Starting off just as the name Wildfire Tornado, it was originally given the Assist Blade Burn, or BU. However, I didn't want to use a letter that had already been taken over, so I wanted to look and find a letter that had no Assist Blade, and luckily, to this day, I has yet to receive an Assist Blade, thus Ignite was born. I decided to give it the combo 660 for the ratchet, since I knew that would have at least 6 attack points for the blade. For the bit, I wanted to get creative. This is where the first person who truly helped my Beyblade come to life, Cabled, came into line, who you may know and recognize from the custom 3D bit video I had done, or as well as being one of the creators for Near Leviathan. Cabled has personally helped me bring to life my idea of a gear cyclone bit, which I ended up giving to Wildfire Tornado. With the main ideas down, next came the avatar, which admittedly was something I still had struggled with, but an idea struck and I got to work. While I am no artist, my friend and teammate Celeste knew of the perfect person. Enter Mikato Drago. Mikado Drago is the artist behind the official Wildfire Tornado design. After talking with them and settling on a design, they got to work, and not too long after, I was presented with my own custom Beyblade design. I was thrilled, excited to be that one step closer to having my own IRL custom Bay to use. The next step didn't come into effect until the start of this year. The processes of finding and commissioning a 3D modeler. While I did come across great many ones, sadly they were too much for my wallet. Thus came the Instagram user known as Floof, and the modeler behind the 3D models for the Chip Blade and Assist Blade for Wildfire Tornado. Since I already had the bit from Cable printed, all I was missing was a color of 660 that did not exist. Thankfully, I had come across a 6 contact point blade or ratchet model online, and together I had all the components ready for the final stage, printing. Since I don't own or know of anyone who does own a 3D printer, I turned to JLC 3DP, which this video is not sponsored, but I do highly recommend them. And finally, here we have the 3D printed parts for the whole bay, but we weren't finished because what Beyblade wouldn't be complete without its avatar? Finding the sticker for Tornado was much easier than I had originally thought, and the amazing designer of Crimson Curse Customs has printed off these official looking CX stickers for Wildfire Tornado, thus completing my first Beyblade. My partner. Now, let's break down some of these parts and what they do exactly. Let's start off with the chip. This is a normal chip there is no metal integrated into it. However, the avatar design, like I said, done by Mikato Drago and thus printed by Crimson Curse Customs, shows the evolution of Wildfire perfectly. The main blade for Wildfire Tornado here has 12 attack points, sectioned off into 3 different segments. Unlike the other left-spinning custom CX Bay we have seen, Tornado focuses on barrage attacks, getting as much contact with its many contact points to deal damage to the stamina of its opponent. The blade is also really good at knocking back opponents. The assist blade, Ignite, was designed to mirror Slash in a way, lining up perfectly with the main blade, having 9 contact points where the 12 contact points line up on the main blade. The pairing, as you can see right here, is very close and almost no distance between them. Pairing with the main blade, it also helps with its knockback attacks. The ratchet I had picked was 660. Since CX bays are the highest of the Beyblade X bays, I needed the lowest height I could get, and the 6 contact points lined up perfectly with the segmented contact points of the blade. But you already know about this ratchet, as it is. We end off with the custom bit Gear Cyclone, being designed as an evolution to the original bit Cyclone from Cobalt Dragoon, which is known for its aggressiveness. Gear Cyclone takes that and amps it up to the max. When the bit tilts, it gets more crazy like other gear type bits, and it's still easy to catch the extreme line. All of these parts come together to make a left spinning bay focuses on pure aggression and attack. But let's see just how much this bay weighs. Alright, so we're going to weigh the full combo first, which comes out to 49 grams even. Wow. And next, let's take a look at just the blade. We now have the full top layer of the blade, which comes out to 40.3 grams. So this thing is heavy. Now that we've seen just how much this bay weighs, let's see how well it goes up against official release Beyblades and later some Titan Beyblade combos.
But before we get on with the video, I would like to take a moment to say thank you to our sponsor, BasinBricks.com, where you can get and pre-order the newest and latest releases of Beyblade X, the Random Booster Volume 9, which is a collection of rare bay yet battle bays. You can get the 5-piece set or the 1-piece. You can also pre-order the brand new Phoenix Flare, the brand new Black Metal Coat Drawn Brave, or you can buy yourself UX18 booster set, full or as a piece, as well as getting the brand new Meteor Dragoon set UX17. If you guys are interested, use code BAYMASTER16 to get yourself 7% off at checkout. Once again, that is BasinBricks.com.
Alright, so we're going to be going and putting my custom Beyblade up against every CX I own and Silver Wolf. And then we're going to be putting it up against 3 meta combos. So first up we'll be going up against is Perseus Dark. And we'll just be doing stock combos for the CX Beyblades. And we'll be using a Noozle 3D launcher link as well as the slip grips for the string launchers. So, link in the description if you guys want a good discount. Alright, we're going to be going first to 4 points. Score should be kept up on screen. 3, 2, 1, go. That is a
burst finish for the first battle of Wildfire Tornado. Round 2. Very good hitting it out of the center. That is a second burst, ending the first battle 4-0 against Perseus Dark. Let's go. The next CX combo it will be going up against is its, I would say, mirrored opponent of Drawn Brave. Let's see which one does better here. Left spin attack type versus right spin attack type. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's a miss launch. Miss launch. Let's give that another shot. 3, 2, 1. Good. Very aggressive when it comes to the extreme line. Alright, that is a spin finish for Drawn Brave. Okay. Round 2. 3, 2, 1. Self KO, no contact. So we are not going to roll that. We're actually going to be redoing that. So round 2, take 2. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Oh! That is an over finish. I'm gonna have to slow that down because I don't even know what happened there. Wow. Alright. Get this back on here. Alright. Round 3. With 3 points to Drawn Brave. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, over finish point to Drawn Brave, bringing it 5-0 for this second battle. Alright, let's get into our next CX, which is Wizard Arc. So we have Wildfire Tornado, Wizard Arc. Let's see which will win. Three, two, 1. It does very good keeping things out of the center of the stage. Alright, spin finish to Wildfire Tornado. Round 2. We are seeing the barrage attacks at work here. Got a little bit of spin steal, getting us to another spin finish. No burst finishes like it went up against Perseus. Alright, round 3. Oh, miss launch. Redo that. Alright. Try that again. And try that again. Alright. 2, 1. Okay, that's another miss launch. I will say, when you're doing double string launchers, it is not very good. String finish, 3 points, giving Wildfire Tornado the win. I believe that was 4-0. However, we are now going to be going up against another attack type, being Fox Brush. So we have Wildfire Tornado and Fox Brush. Alright, round 1. 3, 2, 1. Solid hits. Although Fox Brush seems to be losing its stamina pretty quickly. Might be the work of the spin skill here from our left spinning bay. Oh, both are losing its stamina. Ooh, gonna give that to Fox Brush. Just for that tiny little extra bit of spin there at the end. Alright, 3, 2, 1, 2. Straight hit. First X-Dash. Well, Tornado though. Can Gear Rush beat Gear Cyclone? The point is question here on this for stamina. It looks like you got some wobblage. Wildfire Tornado wins and secures that spin finish point. I do apologize for my dog. I can't get him to shut up. He does not like Beyblades. Alright, round 3. 3, 2, 1. Self-video, we are not going to be counting that since there was no contact. So, let's bring them back and do a relaunch. 3, 2, 1. This launch. Let's do that again. I'd like to know why it does that so much, where I'll launch one and then the other just falls off. 3, 2, 1. Why does it do that? Am I launching too hard, or what? If you guys know, let me know in the comments, please. I would appreciate being able to fix that. Ooh, jumped over Tornado. Tornado is trying to fight back, however, and it seems to be working, stealing the stamina from Fox Brush. However, it does go down, putting us 2-1 in favor of Fox Brush. 3, 2, 1. That's a launch. Try that again. Getting some nice traction there from Tornado. Does not seem to be linking a lot against Fox Brush, however. Can we get this another spin finish? It looks like it, unless Fox Brush can hold on. It got back up, and it takes it down, getting us another point to Fox Brush. Round 5, I want to say. Ooh. Air with that one. Looks like Fox Brush has used up a lot of its stamina, though. That is going to be a spin finish point to Tornado. 2-3. Feeling this might come down to a 3-3 battle for the last point. Let's see if I'm right. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, I was wrong. Over finish, getting the win to Fox Brush. We move on from Fox Brush, however, to Hell's Reaper. Go ahead and get that showcase in here, which is going to be our last CX. Struggled to put Tornado on the launcher there. Okay, round 1. Ooh, just missed that extreme dash on Hell's Reaper. of there, but it does get the spin finish point. Okay, why can I not line up the hole? There we go. It's hard to see the holes on the custom bay there. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Ooh! Our first burst against Tornado, which actually gives me a perfect chance to show you guys. We do have some paint chipping here on Tornado, which I will say I did have to do the painting myself. The 3D printing company sent them to me in gray, which was honestly my fault. I didn't select any colors or anything, so yeah, that is due to my fault. However, I do kind of like the paint chipping on it. I don't know, I may paint it over, I'm not sure yet. Alright, round 3, that was a burst finish to Hell's Reaper, so it's 1 to 2 now. Respin. Come on. Alright, let's do that again. That was a nice burst finish from Hell's Reaper, honestly. Okay, you can stop throwing around the ratchet and bit. That was our last CX. However, I don't have any more CXs, sadly. I am trying to get more. However, we are now going to be going up against Silver Wolf, which is going to be its stock combo, 380 free ball. So, let's see how well Tornado fares against Silver Wolf. 3, 2, 1, 2. Okay, we got contact. Doesn't seem to be very good contact, but we got contact. It seems the free spinning gimmick on that little ring is helping it combat the spin stealing. I'm feeling Tornado might go down here in the spin finish. Although, Silver Wolf is wobbling. Silver Wolf goes down. That is a point to Tornado. Alright, round 2. That was a burst. I'm not sure if that was a self-burst or not. I'm going to go ahead and roll it as not a self-burst. If I was wrong with that rolling, please let me know in the comments. Yeah. Okay, fix the ratchet. For some reason it got put in right spin mode. Alright, so that is 2 to Silver Wolf against the 1 for Wildfire Tornado. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Relaunch. That would be a relaunch. Got some contact. Extreme Dash. Did not get enough force behind that Extreme Dash, though. Alright, we are chipping away at it. See if that free spinning gimmick can help Silver Wolf. Seems to be avoiding Tornado. It is tilting a lot though. Heavy tilting. That is a second spin finish for Tornado, bringing us to 2 and 2. Round 4. Oh, just missed it with that Extreme Dash into a self-burst. That is going to count against Tornado, however. So, giving Silver Wolf the official win. We now move on to the Titans. And I know you may be asking, why don't you go against Lightning El Drago, or Meteor Dragoon, or Cobalt Dragoon? Simple answer. I only have one left launcher, so I would have to launch and then pick up the launch again. I don't think that's fair for a video like this, sadly. We are moving on to our Titan bays. Starting off with... let's go ahead and start off with the biggest one here. Wizard Rod, 160 Hexa. Can my custom bay defeat the Stamina Second King? And you'll see why I say that in a moment. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Miss launch. Oh boy. A lot of miss launches this video. Let's try that again. Solid hit against Wizard Rod. Can we get some of that skill back though with some spin stealing? Does not look like it, I'm not sure. We are staying upright a lot longer than I had expected. Oh, seeing some wobble from both bays. Heavy on Tornado. Yep. Tornado goes down. Alright. Round 2. 3, 2, 1. Oh no! Well, I guess it was just too much for a Tornado to handle. Oh boy. That concludes our battle portion of the video. So, against better judgment, we are going to be continuing, because I do want to see how it comes out against the other battles. So we are going to be borrowing the 660 from the orange and red drawn Brave. So, we are rolling that as an absolute win for Wizard Rod, showing us still why it is on top of the meta. Up next, we are going against Shark Scale 160 Rush. 3, 2, 1. That's that'll be a relaunch. Over finish against Shark Scale 160 Rush. 2 points to Tornado. Alright, second round. Into that extreme dash. Does Rush have stamina to beat Gear Cyclone, however? Try to get some spin against that. Steal it. Ooh, was not enough to steal it. 1 point to Shark Scale. Round 3. That's a relaunch. I believe there was no contact. If you guys don't agree with that, let me know in the comments. 2 minutes between dashes from both opponents. We do have some contact now, however. Ooh, getting some good attacks against that assist blade. The low height on Shark Scale is showing to be good at taking out the stamina of its left spinning opponent. That is going to be 2-2. Round 4. Solid contact. Can we get another over finish? Does not look like it. We have spent a lot of stamina for this. Can we steal some back, maybe? We can. 3, 2, 2. Match point. Round 5. Ooh, solid hit there on the extreme line. Hit again. Repeated hits. Shark is tilting. with a spin finish. Point going to Wildfire Tornado. Time to return the borrowed parts here from this combo as we move on to our last and final Titan combo, which, if you guys are not familiar with, is going to be our Defy the Clock Bay, the meta killer, as I like to call it. Clock Mirage M85 free ball. Zawardle. Alright, for the last Titan, can we take out the Wizard Bot Killer? 3, 2, 1. Starts off with some contact right off the bat. Get some good hits in there, Tornado. Ooh, Clock Mirage stands back up. Free ball does seem to be helping against the spin stealing. We are getting some slight tilting here, but can free ball keep it from spinning to a survivor finish? Spin finish? Ooh, heavy tilting from Clock. Ooh, I'm calling that as a tie, honestly. That was really close. Like, that was really, really close. Let's run that back. Ooh, contact from the start. Tornado is relentless this time. Going in for those barrage attacks. Clock Mirage is tilting heavily though. That is a spin finish to Tornado. Alright. Going in round 2. Contact. Missed the extreme dash. Ooh, missed the second. Miss. Ooh, we did hit the third, but it did not have enough force behind it. Can we gear up for another extreme dash, or are we spent on stamina? We are sitting pretty stable in the center. Clock Mirage circling like a shark circling prey. We are losing stamina. Starting to see some wobbling. That is a spin finish to Clock Mirage. Round 3. Against Clock Mirage, bringing us to 3 points to 1. Let's go ahead and get this guy put back together. Alright, match point, round 4. Heavy contact to start, missing extreme dash. Got some good attacks going in, but is it enough? This is a 50-gram Bay Clock Mirage, so I don't think we're going to get it knocked out, but it is tilting heavily into a spin finish, scoring Tornado the win. Let's go talk about what happened. So, let's talk about the battles. It did pretty good against the stamina and defense type battles. Attack types and balance types didn't do that great. And then we come to that battle. I knew it would happen at some point. I just didn't think it would happen so soon. I still have the files, so I can order me a new 6 ratchet piece. I'm honestly going to put this on myself because I don't know if it was the paint I had used to color the ratchet or just battling it as is. But this doesn't come down to the modeler or the printer. I
honestly think this breakage comes down to me. And I know it's just a ratchet, and I have some other ideas. I may get me a existing 660 and swap out the 60 from the broken ratchet and put it in one of the other ones, and then just try to color that one somehow. But yeah, it did hit hard seeing my custom Beyblade in pieces in the stadium. So, yeah. But, we get some battle scars to show for it, at least. Didn't go down without a fight. So, I think when it comes time to reprint Tornado, we're gonna go for a different approach. I'm still gonna keep this one, obviously, because it's my first one, but yeah. I couldn't have done this without big thanks to Mikato Drago, Floof, who I will leave both links to their Instagram in the description below, Crimson Curse Customs, which was kind enough to do the sticker sheet for Tornado's avatar for me. Thank you so much for that, by the way. They came out awesomely. And, of course, Cabled, who, if you guys are actually interested in owning your own Gear Cyclone or other custom bits, they do have an Etsy shop, which I will leave linked in the description as well. But, yeah. Tornado's not finished, and neither is the Wildfire line. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Remember, stay safe, bay away. Peace out.